Today we're shooting out 3 different Klone pedals at 3 different prices, all the way from the very low end up to boutique high end. I've got the Moski or Muslady Golden Horse. This is a Chinese mini pedal you can find very easily for around $30. I've got the Wampler Tumnus coming in at $150 and the J Rocket Archer coming in at $200. The Klone is a super popular pedal that's been cloned by just about every maker at this point. It's not a secret circuit anymore, and it's not that complicated. It's just an overdrive, but it has this mythos. It has some huge price tags associated with it, especially with the originals and even with later official reissues, the KTR, and there's some crazy prices on these, and even the clones can get pretty expensive. So does it make a big difference to spend the extra money and go for a nice boutique American one? Does it really sound better than the cheap Chinese one? I don't know. Let's find out. The guitars were recorded straight into the interface, and then they're being sent out through a reamp box to the pedals. The pedals are then being sent to the Laney Ironheart Studio, which is a little tube amp. It's set clean. It can be overdriven with volume, but that's not the point here. I'm trying to get my gain from the pedals. I tried to capture a bunch of different playing styles as well as a bunch of different gain levels, so we can really put these through their paces and see if we can tell any differences between them. Let's start with some lower gain stuff. Got some open string, hammer on, pull off lick here. Here's some dynamic playing to see if there's any differences we can tell in how they break up. Let's get into some higher gain territory with the little washy playing. It's kind of more of a wall of sound. What about some big rock chords? lead playing and boomer bends. Well, I don't know about you, but I think these sounded extremely similar, and it was hard for me to pinpoint any actual differences or say why one pedal might be better than another. There can always be a slight difference between any two pedals when it comes to individual component tolerances, but I don't really hear anything I can pinpoint and say that is what makes this pedal sound different or better than another. I don't know if these all have the exact same circuit or if some of them have some variations there, if they're using the exact same types of parts or if they're using some different diodes. I don't know. But what I hear is three pedals that sound functionally identical for my purposes. And I think I ran them through their tests and paces pretty well here in isolation. And I can't really say that I think one is better than the other. There's certainly something to be said for supporting small businesses and buying from companies that are perhaps a little more ethical with their worker practices and making stuff in the USA. But other than that, in terms of the sound, I can't really say there's a big difference here. And in terms of build quality, well, they all have a metal body and plastic knobs and metal pots, so they're all pretty much identical when it comes to build quality. And for the price of the Chinese one, you could buy several, so you don't really have to worry about losing it or dropping it or breaking it, though it's a metal pedal, it really shouldn't break. I wasn't sure whether to expect a difference between these or not. I kind of figured there would be some, and sometimes I'm surprised when I think two pedals might sound the same and they actually really don't. But in this case, yeah, they all pretty much sound the same to me. It's really hard to tell the differences. If you can hear them, let me know. But a lot of the times I feel like there may be a difference in part of a clip, but that's just because I haven't got the settings quite matched to each other perfectly. That may be my fault as much as a difference in the pedals. It can be hard to tell which it is, and that's why I did a bunch of clips here and dialed in a bunch of different settings. So hopefully you get the idea that they all pretty much sound the same, at least as far as I can tell, and I've listened to these clips a lot. So I don't know. You tell me what you think. Do you think it's worth it to buy a more expensive Klone? Is there some magic that I'm not hearing? Do you think that the real $6,000 Klone would sound way better than the $30 Chinese one? Because at this point, I'm not sure that it would, or that it would be very noticeable. I don't see how it really could be different. I assume that the Wampler and the J-Rocket are using the best diodes they can for the magic diode, but I don't know that it makes a difference over whatever SMD parts they threw in it in China. So that's my take on it. I hope this has been interesting and maybe save you a few bucks, or maybe not. Who knows? As always, please smash like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.